Fellow Biafrans, I greet you. From here, I said good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depends on your time zone. I found it imperative this very moment to acquaint my viewers and my listeners on the secret agenda of Nigeria government on ground at the moment. As one of the senior high-class politicians in Nigeria was interviewed concerning the menace of Boko Haram, ISWAP, Al-Qaeda, ICC, and etc. operation and activities in Nigeria, and particularly on the northern region, and now they have spread all over Nigeria to the extent that the CDS of Nigeria, General Christopher Musa, confirmed that Nigeria terrorists cannot be stopped because it's a normal thing that is happening everywhere, even in the United States of America. So, for this reason, they are incapacitated. There is nothing they can do about it. That militaries cannot fight terrorists and Boko Haram. Then, so also, all the security agencies in Nigeria are not capable to fight terrorists. So then the man in the interview, the politician, is trying to explain why what is happening continue happening. It's not because it is a natural thing. This is not a natural disaster. It's a man-made disaster. And this is not something that somebody will say he doesn't know how it starts and when it starts. It's a constructive something that somebody sat down and constructed, and only to use it to discomfort and disconflict the nation, and many have fallen victim in the hands of these so-called bandits and terrorists. So that it is not as if terrorists in Nigeria cannot be fought. It's not as if terrorists in Nigeria cannot be defeated. They can be defeated in one hand, even within 1 week. The reign of terror will be over. But the politicians stressed, for the security reasons, I will not disclose the name of the politician and what have you. So the politician stressed that the issue concerning terrorism in Nigeria is that terrorists in Nigeria are being funded by people who are in high position in Nigeria, especially from the northern part of Nigeria. You get senators who are sponsoring terrorists. You get governors who are sponsoring terrorists. And the former president of Nigeria, before Tinubu, funds terrorism, which made the northern people to be disappointed in him. because he is not an Hausa man, so he's a Fulani man. So Hausas were disappointed, and in his regime, because of his administration not being expected the way they feel like it should be. So now this give an upper hand or a loose hand to foreign terrorists into Nigeria. He invited foreign terrorists into Nigeria, and they joined the one in Nigeria, and their activities and objectives are nothing to write home about. What are they fighting for? They are fighting for illegality, to make Nigeria an Islamic country, for Fulanis to take over the lands of Nigerians because they don't have a country of their own. As I'm talking with you, Fulanis and Hausas are fighting. There is a very big problem, very big fight between Fulanis and Hausas. So, because before, from the beginning, Fulanis will tell you that they are Hausa Fulani, and through that medium, Hausa people didn't really understand what is going on secretly, and these people are eating them deep, very deep inside, to the extent that today in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, there's no any Hausa man that is an emir or monarch or call it a king or sultan. So Hausa land have been taken over by Fulanis. So that is very unfortunate that the Nigerian security forces, who everybody expected that they should be more reasonable and vibrant to do their job without bias, today colluded with the terrorists to destroy Nigeria. That today Nigeria is destroyed because the way international community, world leaders, world powers are looking at Nigeria is not with a good eyes. And nobody hears about Nigeria and be comfortable. And nobody says to go to Nigeria, either for business or to travel to Nigeria to go and rest, because Nigeria is full of unrest. Nigeria have no peace. Nigeria have no rest. So how can you rest inside the fire? How can you rest inside the bombs? How can you rest inside the bullets? How can you rest in the midst of merciless people, people who don't have mercy? How can you rest in the midst of people who commit war crime, genocide? How can you rest where there is no law? How can you rest where the leaders who said they are practicing democracy, the dividend of democracy cannot be found? How can you rest where the lawmakers and the judiciaries supported terrorism and banditry? How can you rest in a country where international terrorists and professional terrorists found pleasure and have a good and comfortable ground to operate and to destroy whatever that have been on the ground? And the government of the day, as the father of the nation, have no common advice, have not for once come out to address the nation and to let them know that all what they see going on wasn't his intention, that it was a purported issue in order to kick him out of the power as the president of Nigeria. So if he has not said this, then his body language shows that he knows what is going on and he is part and parcel of it. And that is now Asiwaju Bola Mohammed Tinubu. He don't feel like anybody who dies by terrorist hand is a bad thing because he is a Muslim. So this Islamic ideology, jihadist war, impunity killings, wanton deaths, wanton killings is not being practiced anywhere in the world. And the leader of that country will remain quiet if he is not one of the sponsors. The politician in an interview speaks a lot and made a lot of references, such as they should see that today, Niger, that is Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, Mali is far better than Nigeria. You can sleep with the two eyes closed, and at the same time, you can't find this evil people in these countries because they decided to take over from the presidents that have been accommodating and praying and feeding, sponsoring, medicating terrorists in their countries. Then, as this young man took over the government, everything changed. He went ahead to say that nobody should expect peace for now, and nobody should expect any business moving in Nigeria. Nobody should expect anything good because there is no foreign investors, and investors will not come because the indigenous investors have pulled their own businesses to outside Nigeria because they always record losses. They barge into your shop warehouse, they burnt it, they kill, they loot. So it runs you into deficit. And sometimes they go to bank to rob. And the IG of police and the army chief, they will not say a word. And they will not send military and police to do their work when necessary. So that the thing is out of hand. And the terrorist that he is talking about is not far, and they are not coming from far place in Nigeria, that they are living with Nigerians in the northern part of Nigeria, both the sponsors and their funders. And recently, it was made clear those who are sponsoring them and those who are using US aid fund to train terrorists and to multiply terrorists geometrically in the whole Nigeria. That those sponsors are not happy But where problem lies now is that it's beyond the Nigeria control. There is nothing because militaries, when they were supposed to tackle it, they were not serious. When police were supposed to tackle the menace of terrorists, they were not serious. And this have led to the general public accusing militaries and police to be terrorists. Yes, that when the accusation comes up, that nobody takes it seriously. So, until General Christopher Musa was called by international journalists for an interview of what is going on in Nigeria, and the chief defense staff was silenced. And the governor of Zamfara State challenged Christopher Musa and told him that if you say you don't have a hand in the terrorism, you are not sponsoring terrorism, you are not supporting terrorism, the Nigerian military did not collude with terrorists to be carrying out crime against humanity, genocide. You should come out to the whole Nigerians and make yourself clear and declare your innocence and your cleanliness about this allegation that the army chiefs of Nigeria and the police chiefs of Nigeria are terrorists because they protect the terrorists, they guide them for their activities, they help to deliver food and medications to them in the bush where they are residing in every state in Nigeria. So, which this is supposed to be the primary objective of Nigerian security forces to make sure that the Nigerian citizens are comfortable and happy and goes about their lawful businesses. That if Nigerians have listened clearly, they would have heard when Nigerians youth trooped out en masse and said that there is no democracy in Nigeria. So for this reason, let the militaries take over. The military takeover shall give them peace and they will not allow terrorists to exist and go about their normal activities whenever they feel. But you see that when that issue was going on, and that was when General Labaja was alive, and all of them, they remained silent. What Labaja said, late Labaja, is that they cannot fight terrorists, and at the same time, they are not ready to overthrow the duly elected democratic president of Nigeria, which is Bola Tinubu today, which is a failure. Tinubu is a failure because his responsibilities, not one has been touched since he entered Aso Rock, heading to 2 years now. If you are waiting for him to perform, so which means the whole Nigeria must have died before Tinubu will perform. Don't forget, it's Muslim to Muslim ticket. The president is a Muslim. The vice president is a Muslim. And don't forget that the vice president is a terrorist. His name is in the list of American intelligence investigation. So don't forget that Tinubu is not free from the terrorism because his body language and everything shows that he have a hand on the ongoing killings in Nigeria, in every part of Nigeria. So this message coming now to you is making you to understand that no part of Nigeria is free from terrorists. Don't say because you are from east or from north, from south, from west, from middle, but that for that reason that you are free from terrorists. The terrorist is not a friend. And many accusations have gone to Nigeria president and his military chiefs and the police chiefs, but none of them is reacting. So the thing that is about to happen now will surprise and shock both the president of Nigeria and his army chiefs and his police chiefs because international community, their eyes have gone into Nigeria activities as a terrorist country because a lot of things have happened. And recently, the book that Ibrahim Badamosi Babangida wrote and launched recently have opened the eyes of many European countries and many world powers to see that it is truth that Biafrans or IPOB or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa have nothing to do with terrorism. And Biafrans are not the cause of the coup that took place in 1966, that it was General Yakubu Gowon and the northern leaders, but they imposed the allegation on Igbos, which Babangida said, no, it was not caused by Igbos. Rather, Igbo militaries then are trying to see how they can stop the coup from taking place so that there will be peace in Nigeria. But because they have already planned it from far, such as from United Kingdom and Robert Stampede and their leader of Islamic have told them how to go about it and invade everywhere so that foreigners will take over and Nigeria will become an Islamic country. So these deep feelings of diverging and inner caucus secret of Nigeria and their agreement have excavated the deep secret or secrecy of Nigeria government and naked Tinubu publicly as an incompetent president, somebody who cannot lead himself, he cannot organize his own home well, but he want to lead the general public. So that Nigeria is not in the interest of Tinubu. Nigeria, goodness or kindness or quality progress or development is not in the agenda of Tinubu. He came in for a purpose.